Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm gonna be delivering you guys on that spice because we're talking about the top 5 worst Easter eggs in all of zombies. I've never actually done a list like this. I've done hardest, but I've never done worst. Now let's hold on a second, okay? Because this is only gonna be Treyarch, so there's no World War II zombies drama before the game releases action. No, hold on. Maybe that'll be for a different video. That'll be pretty funny. But anyways, these rankings will be based off of the actual hunting process for the Easter egg, the first people that had to discover how the Easter egg works, and also the ease of access. Now, if you're wondering why I decided to choose those two, it's because I believe a good Easter egg coincides almost perfectly with the gameplay, which is why I think, for example, a map like WaW-Bo4 has one of the best Easter eggs ever conceived. I would also love to make a video on the best maps to speedrun, or maybe the most difficult, so comment down below if you guys would like that. But anyways, let's head down into our number 5 spot, and in today's video, this is going to be Shadows of Evil. Now everybody's like, oh my god, give me the gun, I'm about to kill this man. Now hold on, okay? Shadows of Evil is a master class in the zombie sphere, okay? It is an absolute perfect map. I mean, come on, boys. Treyarch made a whole roller coaster for this map. They did it at Six Flags or something like 3 or 5 years ago. It's been so long. But listen, lots of people are gonna disagree, but that's what I love. That's why I love making these videos, baby. Okay, like I said, I believe an Easter egg coincides perfectly with the gameplay. That's what makes it good. But then a lot of people are asking, well, hold on, why do you hate Shadows of Evil? And this is because, now hold on, it's because the entirety of Shadows of Evil's Easter egg is a random collection of parts towards creating the upgraded Apothicon servant. Now, I don't think that this part of the Easter egg is bad per se, but I think it's more so tedious than anything else. Because if we compare it with a map like WaW-Bo4, sure, most of the Easter egg is also about obtaining the specialist weapon, being the gauntlet, but here's where it's different. The gauntlet is used much more than the sword is ever used on Shadows of Evil. You use the gauntlet for part of the trials, to protect yourself, to defend the robots while you're escorting them, and also to deliver the package to Nikolai. When do you use the sword in Shadows of Evil after you upgrade it? Literally never. Okay, for sure to protect yourself, but the only reason you use it is to spawn a keeper for the Easter egg, and that is the whole Easter egg. You spawn a keeper, you shoot him, and then that's kind of it. Like, the sword serves no other purpose, only strictly for gameplay, and that is why I think it's a bad mechanic within the Easter egg, where WaW-Bo4 takes it and accentuates it and adds an actual purpose for it. You know what I mean? On top of that, this Easter egg has potentially one of the worst last steps to any Easter egg ever conceived. So much so that the last step was actually found through the game files when this game was coming out, because it was just that random. The step was to shock 3 boxes on the ceilings of each tram side in Shadows of Evil, while a player in the middle had to shock the keepers as the tram was going by to hit a giant worm. Does that make any sense, Treyarch? I don't understand, but that was the logic that we got in Black Ops 3, and it is truly one of the worst, most nonsensical ideas ever. First off, like, why? And then second off, this limited the Easter egg to be completed with only 4 players, which is just bad game design. The last step is a complete ripoff, and it doesn't even add any meaning towards the ending cutscene. You know what I mean? And it just makes it so that you can't even complete the Easter egg, not even on just solo, but 2 players and 3 players. WaW-Bo4 is an excellent example of why it just takes Shadows of Evil's Easter egg and brings it a step further. But hey, you know what? I like to speedrun Shadows of Evil, but other than that, I'm not gonna be doing too much. Coming in at our number 4 spot, I literally hate that I have to put this here. It is Transit, because listen, it's Transit. It's hard not to just shit on the map. I mean, just look at the fastest times for completing both Transit and Die Rise's Easter eggs. They're like under 10 minutes, and you'll understand why this Easter egg is just fundamentally one of the worst ideas ever created and implemented into a video game. Granted, the idea actually spawned off a very big innovation made by Jimmy Zielinski himself at the time, which was having 2 Easter eggs in one zombies map, which really wasn't done. It really hasn't been emphasized on since Black Ops 2. No other other game has really challenged that idea and that motive. And you know what? Maybe it might happen with Transit coming back in Black Ops 5. You guys can definitely check out my video there. But it just tore the fabric of what Zombies was, I think. So let's take it back here. The Victor storyline had a Max's side of the Easter egg and a Richtofen side, okay? And the problem with Transit is that it is the only map in the Call of Duty Zombies history that requires you to turn off the power to do the Easter egg. Like, why was Treyarch doing that? You literally take all of the gameplay aspects away from the rest of the game. You can't get perks, you can't get Pack-a-Punch, you can't get anything that's actually powerful past round 10. So it's like, why even bother doing the whole rest of the Easter egg? It makes no sense. And especially from Moon's climactic Easter egg, still never being topped, by the way, to Transit powering a pylon. Like, you gotta be on some dumb shit for that, okay? There's actually also nothing involved really from Moon, making this map feel completely disconnected from anything that we saw back in Black Ops 1, and totally was shoehorned in, basically causing Jason Blundell to having to step into this game and Jimmy Zielinski basically getting fired at this point. There's so much random garbage as well with this Easter egg that makes no sense, with steps including the Galvan Knuckles, the Avogadro, and the EMP grenade, and it makes you wonder really what happened to the development time for this map and for the game. This Easter egg was apparently recently beaten on solo as well, but you need a minimum of at least 2 players to make it and do it easily, unless you're playing the storyline as well for Victus. I can't understand why you would be going back and doing this Easter egg. If you're speedrunning Transit in 2020, I don't know what to tell you. Either way, I'm never going back to playing Transit, and this is definitely one of the maps I'm charging viewers on to just see me complete the Easter egg. Okay, coming down to our number 3 spot, this is Revelations. And if you're wondering why it's not higher up on the list, it's because, you know, the map itself is okay. It's playable, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but man, I'm telling you, this Easter egg, by God, was one of the worst things I've ever experienced. It's actually a little bit surprising as well, because I do consider it a great map to speedrun on for its Easter egg, but finding the Easter egg initially when everybody was hunting it was truly one of the largest pains in the ass to ever be conceived, especially towards its restrictive map style. Having basically, if you're a Zombies fan, you have played all of these Zombies maps in the past. This Easter egg basically was designed by Treyarch to hold the community back for as long as possible. It really did that to serve the point in making it the longest Easter egg hunt of all time, coming in at a week, which is an astonishing achievement by Treyarch itself, but also a terrible waste of time. Let's be honest. This Easter egg is completely unsolvable without a guide, and it is tedious to absolutely no end. Shangri-La has a great Easter egg that serves kind of as an antithesis or an answer to the problems that this map conveys. Whereas Shangri-La delivers storyline threads on each of its steps throughout the Easter egg, this Black Ops 3 ending, known as Revelations, can't even do the same thing. What is shooting the bones around the map even do on Revelations? Why does throwing a summoning key at every location in the map even matter? Why is it locating eggs an actual part of an Easter egg step, but nothing to do with Samantha or Maxis or the actual characters we've been building up for years and years? Like, I don't even get it. These are the questions that remove any storyline semblance within the Easter egg process and make it completely random tasks that achieve truly nothing in the end. With the game ending as well, this spawned a terrible trend of every Easter egg in Black Ops 4 ending prematurely, which is probably fundamentally the worst mechanic about that game, and which was ever conceived, basically. Why complete an Easter egg if it just means nothing in the end? Gameplay really needs to be emphasized in Zombies and before really anything else storyline related, and this Easter egg was basically the proof about that. This Easter egg also introduced tens of spawn locations for parts, which was another key upset of Black Ops 4's main Easter eggs, and it goes to show how even though it was a fun map, it was the most frustrating Easter egg of all time, and one that caused massive problems for Black Ops 4. Coming in at the number 2 spot, this one just makes me mad. It's Classified. Okay, technically what I said about Revelations was wrong, as this was the actual Easter egg that took the longest amount of of time to quote-unquote solve, okay? I hate this Easter egg because the initial idea was really cool, you know, but for how it was executed truly made me despise Black Ops 4 at the time, okay? Initially, everyone had thought just obtaining the free Winter's Howl, which was a really cool side Easter egg, I guess, was the main Easter egg of the map, but no, the actual Easter egg in Classified is getting to round 150. The worst part about this is that the first people to ever achieve the ending glitched to that position because the game itself was broken and would kick you out before round 150. Like, what an absolute mess. I could not imagine being at Treyarch during this massive meltdown. Like, I don't even blame the glitchers as well that had found the way to do this, because at that point in the game, when the game itself is just that broken, like, what are you gonna do? At the time, I was truly upset with how this map was being handled and how nothing was ever addressed until they just announced fixes months later in random patch notes that just kind of solve things, but not really a lot. Like, sure, okay, high rounders will love the map idea where you can get to an Easter egg cutscene at round 50. That's a really cool idea. But then again, Treyarch constantly did this with Black Ops 4. What about the casual experience? The guys that play this map or want to play it every day, but you know they'll never get to round 150, you know? What if there was a super Easter egg as well? And thank God there wasn't, because if you had to do the classified Easter egg to get a super Easter egg ending in Black Ops 4, that would have been beyond sad, okay? Plus, I know every single person that managed to do this Easter egg, including myself, either glitched, used an invincibility glitch, or stood next to the shield while buying it infinitely. Like, I'm telling you, this is the design that was implemented in the game that truly made it one of the worst Easter eggs, because there's really no challenge. The challenge is to see how long you can waste playing zombies. Like, that, I don't know, it limits its gameplay availability to 0.01% of the player base, being 12 hours long, and it was initially impossible. But listen, there's still one more worse than Classified. The #1 spot goes to, listen boys, I try not to bash Black Ops 4 this much, but it is Blood of the Dead, okay? Blood of the Dead, hands down, is the worst Easter egg of all time. I know a lot of people really expected Voyage of Despair, but in terms of its ease of access, I don't actually think it's that bad. Like, once you bypass the clock step and the planet step, it's not too bad, and I think it actually has a really good boss fight in the map. But man, Blood of the Dead is even worse than Voyage of Despair, just on every level, and is a pinnacle example of what not to do in game design. I've discussed this at length in my Rest in Peace Blood of the Dead video, but it's yet again sad knowing that if this map was just Mob of the Dead remastered, it would have had a better Easter egg already. A huge amount of dev time was wasted, okay? First off, this Easter egg was initially round gated. That is just a terrible design in itself. You're completely taking the player base and making only the hardcore players available to complete the Easter egg. A terrible idea. Second off, it adds very little story outside of actual cutscenes, with most of the gameplay really meaning nothing, and you're doing meaningless tasks with ghosts. Like, why does that have to do with the ending of Zombies and with Blood of the Dead, you know? Third, it underutilizes its resources. Like, Victus was in the map, but they don't do anything with it at all. There's no Golden Gate Bridge for the Easter egg as well to make it like semi-climactic like Mob of the Dead as well, and the gameplay is just left utterly meaningless to help stupid objectives around the map. Morse code as well, being an actual step of an Easter egg past the year 2012, is a genuine tragedy, especially when it's required on solo. And if we're talking about non-Treyarch maps here, Shaolin Shuffle is also a major accuser of this as well. What also makes this incredibly sad is that the story in this map is quite possibly some of the best that Zombies has ever seen, ever. Like, just with the cutscenes, oh my goodness. But man, looking past the cutscenes, you would never expect the Easter egg to play like this. On top of that, hunting the Easter egg was also terrible too, considering all the blue screens we had, the random scratching the wall step that held the community back, and it being released alongside Voyage and 9's superior Easter eggs. Also, the boss fight did not matter. It was completely pointless. The Easter egg was also one of the worst ever to do alone on a speed run, and I don't really want to talk about about that much per se, but man, I don't know anybody who's speedrunning Blood of the Dead now. And like I said, there's no fun in this map in co-op, in solo, or in any of the steps other than finishing it and really just closing the game. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you so much for coming out to this video. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what list you want me to do next down in the comment section below. If you want me to do a speed run, tell me that. But anyways, guys, I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next one, baby.